ना जावे संदेश के लिए।
High in the northern reaches of Pakistan, beyond winding roads and rising mountain walls, there exists a landscape where silence carries more presence than sound. And where every horizon feels impossibly distant. Here, rivers carve their way through rock with quiet persistence, and valleys open slowly between towering peaks that seem to touch the sky. The terrain is vast yet detailed, rugged yet balanced. Light moves gently across the mountains, revealing layers of stone, snow and shadow that shift throughout the day. At times, clouds settle low, partially hiding entire ridgelines, while at others, the sky clears completely, exposing the full scale of the land. The air feels thinner, sharper, carrying a sense of stillness that defines the entire region. What kind of place exists where mountains rise so high that they reshape the sky itself? And how does a valley remain so calm, so composed, in the presence of such immense surroundings? This is Hunza. A valley where scale, silence and landscape come together, forming a scene that feels both grounded and extraordinary. Hunza Valley lies in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of northern Pakistan, surrounded by some of the highest mountain ranges in the world, including the Karakoram. It is a place where geography defines the entire experience, shaping not just the land, but the way it is perceived. The valley is characterized by a combination of steep mountains, open terraces, and a river that flows steadily through its center. The terrain rises sharply on both sides, creating a natural enclosure that feels vast yet contained at the same time. Snow-covered peaks remain visible for most of the year, forming a constant backdrop that dominates the horizon. Light plays a significant role in shaping the visual character of Hunza. During the day, sunlight highlights the textures of rock and land, creating clear contrasts between light and shadow. Hunza Valley is defined by elevation and balance, a place where mountains, river, and open land exist together. Creating a landscape that feels both expansive and composed. The history of Hunza Valley is shaped by its isolation and its position along ancient mountain routes that once connected regions of Central and South Asia. For centuries, this valley remained naturally protected by high peaks and narrow passes, allowing it to develop with limited external interference. Its past is not marked by large empires or rapid change, but by continuity and adaptation within a challenging landscape. Historically, Hunza functioned as a small, princely state, often referred to as the Hunza Kingdom. It maintained a degree of independence for much of its existence, governed locally while occasionally interacting with neighboring regions such as Gilgit and parts of Central Asia. Due to its strategic location near high mountain passes, it also became a point of movement along old trade routes. The terrain itself influenced the rhythm of history here. Movement was limited, communication was slow, and external control remained difficult. This allowed traditions and structures to remain relatively stable over long periods. In the late 19th century, Hunza came into closer contact with larger political forces during regional conflicts involving British India and local states. Eventually, it became part of the broader administrative framework of northern areas. Today, the history of Hunza remains visible not through rapid transformation, but through preservation. A timeline shaped by mountains, distance and continuity rather than constant change. The geography of Hunza Valley is defined by extreme elevation, dramatic terrain, and the presence of powerful natural formations. Located in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan, the valley lies within the greater Karakoram mountain system, one of the highest and most rugged ranges in the world. The landscape is structured around the Hunza River, which flows through the center of the valley, cutting between steep mountain walls. This river acts as the primary natural axis, shaping the valley's form and guiding its direction. On either side, the land rises sharply into towering peaks, many of which remain snow-covered throughout the year. The terrain is a mix of narrow gorges, open terraces, and high-altitude slopes. In some areas, the valley widens slightly, allowing for flatter sections, while in others, it narrows into steep and confined passages. This variation creates a dynamic landscape where openness and enclosure alternate along the valley's length. The climate is strongly influenced by altitude. Winters are long and cold, with heavy snowfall at higher elevations, while summers remain short and relatively mild. Hunza's geography is not just a setting, it is the force that defines the valley, shaping every contour, every boundary, and every visible horizon. In the high-altitude terrain of Hunza Valley, survival is shaped by preparation, balance, and a deep understanding of the land. The environment offers limited resources, and every element, water, soil, and season, plays a critical role in sustaining life. The valley's terrain does not allow excess. It demands careful use of everything available. Water from the Hunza River and glacial streams is directed through narrow channels, guiding it across terraced fields. These terraces, carved into steep slopes, make it possible to use small areas of land efficiently. Every section of soil is used with purpose, reflecting a system built around necessity rather than abundance. Food storage is equally essential. Harvests are preserved for long periods, ensuring continuity through changing seasons. Drying, storing, and managing supplies become part of a continuous cycle where nothing is wasted and everything has value. Movement across the valley is also shaped by geography. Paths follow natural contours, connecting different sections of the land without disrupting it. Survival in Hunza is not forceful. It is adaptive, measured, and aligned with nature, where every action is guided by the limits and possibilities of the landscape. Winter in Hunza Valley transforms the landscape into a world of stillness and cold. Snow covers the mountains and higher slopes, reducing visible detail and creating a more uniform surface across the terrain. The valley becomes quieter, with fewer movements and longer periods of silence. Temperatures drop significantly, especially at higher elevations where cold air settles and remains steady. The river continues to flow, but sections near the edges may begin to freeze, adding layers of ice to the already rigid environment. The surrounding peaks appear sharper and more defined under clear winter skies. Light behaves differently during this season. It becomes softer and more diffused, often reflecting off snow and creating a bright yet calm atmosphere. Shadows stretch longer across the ground, emphasizing the contours of the land. The duration of winter also changes the rhythm of the valley. Days feel shorter, and the pace of activity slows down in response to the conditions. Movement becomes limited, and the landscape itself appears to pause. Winter in Hunza is defined by stillness, a season where cold, light, and silence reshape the valley into a quieter, more minimal world. The ancient lifestyle of Hunza Valley developed in close connection with its geography, where daily life was shaped entirely by the land. The valley's isolation meant that systems of living evolved slowly, guided by natural cycles rather than external influence. Agriculture formed the foundation of this lifestyle. Terraced fields were cultivated using simple methods, relying on seasonal patterns and glacial water for irrigation. The process was consistent and repetitive, built on observation and long-term understanding of the environment. Structures were designed to respond to the climate. Built from stone, mud, and wood, they retained heat during colder periods and remained stable against the terrain. Their placement followed the natural slope of the land, blending into the environment rather than altering it. Daily routines followed a steady rhythm, aligned with daylight and seasonal changes. Activities were organized around the availability of light, water, and temperature, creating a system that required awareness rather than speed. This way of life was not defined by expansion, but by continuity, simplicity, and adaptation, where living meant maintaining balance with the land rather than changing it. Religion in Hunza Valley is deeply connected to the rhythm of the land and the quiet continuity of life in the mountains. The region is predominantly influenced by Islam, particularly the Ismaili tradition, which emphasizes knowledge, balance, and harmony. This spiritual outlook aligns closely with the natural environment, where life itself depends on awareness and moderation. Places of worship are often positioned within the valley in a way that blends into the surrounding terrain, rather than dominating it. The atmosphere remains calm and reflective, mirroring the stillness of the landscape. Religious practices are not separated from daily life. They are integrated into it, forming a steady presence rather than a distinct activity. The influence of faith can be seen in the overall rhythm of the valley. It encourages a sense of patience, discipline, and connection with surroundings. The silence of the mountains and the vastness of the terrain often create a space where reflection becomes natural. Religion in Hunza is not expressed through scale, but through consistency, balance, and quiet presence, existing as a guiding force within the landscape rather than apart from it. Agriculture in Hunza Valley is shaped by elevation and limited arable land. The valley relies on terraced farming, where fields are carved into mountain slopes to make use of available space. These terraces follow the natural contours of the land, creating a structured yet organic pattern across the valley. Water is sourced from glacial streams and directed through narrow irrigation channels. This controlled distribution ensures that even small plots receive enough moisture to sustain crops. The growing season is short, so cultivation is carefully timed. Crops are selected based on their ability to adapt to the climate and altitude. Every stage, from planting to harvesting, is aligned with seasonal changes. Agriculture here is defined by precision, a system where land, water, and time are used with care and balance. Across Hunza Valley, ancient forts rise as quiet extensions of the landscape, positioned carefully on elevated ground. Among the most prominent are Baltit Fort and Altit Fort, both overlooking the valley with a commanding yet balanced presence. Built using stone, wood, and earth, these forts were designed to endure harsh conditions while remaining integrated with the terrain. Their elevated positions allowed wide views across the valley, where mountains and open land stretch endlessly beyond. Rather than dominating the environment, their structures follow the natural slope, appearing almost carved into the landscape itself. Light and shadow move across their surfaces throughout the day, revealing layers of texture and age. These forts are not just historical remains, they are part of the land itself, defined by position, resilience, and timeless presence. In Hunza Valley, the lifestyle of women is closely tied to the natural rhythm of the valley. Daily activities are aligned with seasonal cycles, where work follows the availability of light, water, and land. Their presence is integrated into agriculture, household routines, and the broader flow of life in the valley. Movement and activity remain balanced, shaped by both environment and tradition. The lifestyle is defined by consistency, a steady connection with the land, where daily life unfolds in harmony with the surrounding landscape. In the vast northern reaches of Pakistan, Hunza Valley stands as a landscape where stillness carries depth, and every element exists with quiet purpose. It is not defined by movement or noise, but by the way space unfolds, slowly, deliberately, without interruption. Here, the horizon does not end quickly. It stretches, layer after layer, revealing a world shaped by time rather than change. The mountains do not compete for attention. They hold it naturally, forming a presence that feels constant and grounded. Even the smallest shifts in light or weather seem to transform the entire scene, making the valley feel alive without ever appearing restless. There is a rare sense of clarity in this environment, where nothing feels excessive and everything appears exactly as it should be. Beyond maps and familiar routes, Hunza Valley exists as a space where the world feels both distant and complete. It is a place that does not reveal everything at once, but instead allows its presence to unfold gradually. The silence here is not empty, it carries weight. The scale is not overwhelming, it is balanced. And the experience is not defined by a single moment, but by a continuous sense of being surrounded by something far greater. In this landscape, time does not rush forward. It settles, allowing every detail to exist without urgency. Subscribe for more cinematic journeys into remote landscapes and hidden valleys. Discover places where silence, scale, and nature tell the story, far beyond the usual paths. Stay connected for the next exploration that reveals the unseen beauty of the world in its purest and most immersive form.